Hello, Jester Good here, and today I'm reviewing a LEGO Space Police Special Edition Target exclusive 2009 set, which is Max Carry Transport. It has 3 minifigures, 333 pieces, and retailed for $40 back in 2009. Let's open this sucker up. I don't know, there's something cool about opening up old LEGO sets. The first minifigure I'll take a look at is Slyzer, who looked pretty darn awesome. Like, even back in the day, I thought this guy looked cool. He's almost like a space goblin, very reminiscent of the fantasy era goblins from Castle, which were actually released around the same time as this. I think they were in their 3rd year at that time. Love his little helmet right here, which only came in one other non-Space Police set. And you gotta keep in mind that Slyzer himself only came in one other set besides this Max Security Transport set, and that was the big Galactic Enforcer set, which was $100. And this Max Security Transport set was only $40. So this was a cheaper way to get him. Love his face print underneath, which looks pretty creepy, and he has detailing on the back and everything. Just a really well done minifigure and one of my favorite aliens from the Space Police line. So here is Snake. This guy is one of the most overused Space Police 3 aliens, which doesn't mean he's bad, but he comes in 4 other sets. That's kind of crazy. And one of them was a really cheap set. It was an impulse set. Either way, like I said, that doesn't mean he's bad because he does look pretty darn awesome. I love his helmet mold, which just like Slyzer's, it's a hard plastic instead of a rubber, which I think now if they release that would probably be rubber. And he has a little visor over that helmet, and you just kind of flip it up to see his face print underneath. And once you take off the handcuffs and the helmet, you can get a better look at him. Very weird looking guy with like an eye on his stomach and one eye on his face. It's so crazy, but pretty darn cool, honestly. And lastly is just a Space Police guy. His face is used a lot in City, or was used a lot in City around the time this was released. And he has some back torso printing, no back face printing, but he does have a little visor on his helmet, which you can push down like that. So here's 2 builds of the set. There's a Max Security Transport and then this little missile vehicle for Slyzer. So here's a Max Security Transport. It's a pretty big vehicle, but it is a $40 set, so that kind of makes sense. You can see there's stickers all around that say Special Transport, Police, little designs on the sides. So it does have a nice Space Police feel to it, even though it is one of their only land vehicles with wheels. But there is a feature to make it into flight mode, because this is kind of the ground mode for now. So how you make it into flight mode is you lift it up, push the wheels down like this, and then you can see it has kind of a levitating look to it. And after you get it in that position, you lift up this little containment chamber, you push that back down. These 2 little blasters kind of stand up like this, and there you go. It's in kind of a flight mode. Works a lot like Nick Fury's car from that Spider-Man set. And there's another play feature where you could make kind of an escape pod. All you do is you push this front off like that, and you remove this part on the back. Then you push those 2 together, and then you got this nice little escape pod, which looks pretty darn cool. I like all these transforming features in this set. And just to look inside the cockpit, all you have to do is remove this front part right here, which is a little bit of a challenge to remove since it is attached by some studs. But inside you see that there's a little bit of a cockpit with a printed tile, and you could fit your one Space Police minifigure in there. Let's change this back into land mode so I can show some of the other play features. Very simple change right there. The wheels do move. You gotta actually loosen them up a little bit. You can see they're kind of split apart in the middle because at first I was having trouble moving the wheels, but once you get them a little bit loose, they move just fine. Then the really cool play feature that I like is once you press down on this part right here, this part on the front for the containment chamber just kind of launches off like that. The containment chamber says danger on it and some other text. So that's it for the Max Carry Transport vehicle. Overall, pretty cool. I like a lot of the play features, though there are some flaws on this vehicle. Like this back right here just always falls off. It's very loose, no matter how hard I put it on, and it easily just breaks off like that. So that whole back area is kind of bad, and I don't like how there's a lot of just open space right here. It looks pretty awkward like that. But let's go on to that other vehicle. So here's Slyzer's missile ship. It's really nothing too interesting, but it is a side build, so I don't blame them. A lot of people say it's really weak. It's okay, actually. I do like it, because it does have the high power missile shooter, where if you just push on that, this thing shoots so far and hard. And there's also this little sticker on the top of that shooter. And other than that, I mean, that's really it for this build. So let's get on to the box and the final verdict. Here's the instruction booklet included, and there's no advertisements for the sets in 2009 besides this little Lego.com-Space Police advertisement. So overall, the set is just sort of average. The build for the Max Security Transport is, I guess, okay for the play features. I like the play features a lot, actually. But there's too much space being taken up by it. That's how I feel like. They should have either made the build a lot tighter and smaller or added more detail to it. And 333 pieces for $40 isn't really a good deal even back then. I know these wheels are kind of big, but I just don't feel like it's a complete set. It feels like there's a lot of open space and everything like that, and there's a lot of parts that just kind of fall off. The minifigures are a good selection. I like Slyzer because he's hard to get. Snake looks cool even though he's pretty easy to get. The Space Police guy is kind of weak. I don't even like how he doesn't have an air tank or anything. The other side build is just kind of a side throw-in build. It's okay. So I can't really rate this set, but I just will say this. It's average. Like, if I was to rate it nowadays, I would give it a C, but yeah, just take my word on that. So that's it for now. Hopefully I'll do more Space Police reviews soon. I still got to build a lot of old Space Police sets and rebuild some that I already had. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.